So guys, we're going to kick off our message today at Champs Club. We've got a very special message on the message is titled Insta Demos. You're not booking up demos on Instagram, but this is how to book up some demos through Facebook. And there's no other better person I can think of to give this message than one of our representatives in the Lincoln Park office. Her name is Jadyn. Jadyn has sold over $22,000 worth of Cutco. Over 75% of that came from Facebook. I was talking to Jadyn yesterday, and she told me that she's probably booked up about 90 demos through Facebook. So if you're in a position where you don't have a ton of names and numbers, or if you're just like, man, like I need to get something else going in terms of booking up demos, Jadyn has done really well with booking up demos through Facebook. She sold over $10,000 during SC2, pretty much all through Facebook as well. So Jadyn, let me go ahead and give you co-hosting, and I'm going to go ahead and have you take it away. Jadyn, go ahead and dive right in.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. And I might not be able to put in presentation mode, but let's see if it works. So Insta demos. Oh, no. Oh.
Click, presenter view. There we go.
Do you see it? Because I don't.
We see your presentation. Yep.
Presentation.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. So let me go to that. So when I first started off with Cutco, my parents gave me like around 20 recs to start off with, and my dad only gave me like 5 of those. And I definitely couldn't look through their phones because they were in Minnesota. Definitely would have though, and write down all of their contacts, but couldn't do that. So I didn't really know anyone to do demos with or anything to do. I kind of felt lost. And I was like that type of person. I would like saying, what am I going to do? How do I find recs? I'm at an unfair advantage. I'm going to fail. Things like that. And it definitely wasn't helping me out. But then I heard Jacob say, it's never about the lack of resources. It's about the lack of resourcefulness or desire. My mind was blown by that message. I still have it up on my whiteboard. So it's so very true. And then also one day at one of our meetings, we watched Mike's Champs Club video about Facebook messaging, along with other couple of things. But the Facebook messaging really stuck to me. And I was like, wow, I could do this. And then I started. So I started messaging all of my dad's Facebook friends. Little did he know, a lot of his friends actually had a lot more time than he thought. And they did really want to help me out. So then I just moved on to my stepmom's and my mom's friends. And I ended up with 75% of my customers for being from Facebook. So yeah, I'm just here to tell you what I've learned through doing Facebook messagings, all of my do's and don'ts. So to start off with my do nots, I did every single one of these. When I first started off, definitely was the wrong way to do it. So please learn from my mistakes and you won't end up wasting your time and becoming frustrated like I did. So the first one is messaging people before they add you back as a friend. And when you message them before they add you back, your message will end up in the request rather than just a regular messenger. Definitely will be harder for them to find as well. And I just started using Facebook again for Cutco. And I know I've never once looked or knew where to look for requested messages. So just make sure to make it easy for them to find and wait until they add you back. The second don't is do not message people your parents do not get along with. I know they're friends on Facebook, but that doesn't always mean that they're that great of friends. Yeah, I did a demo with one of my dad's friends on Facebook, and literally the first thing he said to me on Zoom was, when I went to high school with your dad, he bullied me and took my lunch all the time. So what I got out of this was finding out my dad was a bully and a no sale. So just make sure your parents have a good relationship with the people you're doing demos with. It's very good to do that because then you'll have a good relationship with them as well. And then next, do not put a certain end date or like to a contest or a goal that you have in the message, because if they don't reply in that like time frame, you'll lose someone to do a demo with. I would get like so many replies from people saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I just saw this now. I wish I could have helped." But when I let them know that they still could, I wouldn't get a reply back. So say you're in a contest or you have a goal or want that you're wanting to achieve, but just don't put a date with it. If they ask you in a message, then you can say it because they've already replied, but don't put it in the initial message. And then for the fourth, don't message every single one of your parents' friends. It's a waste of time, and focus on those Mac customers and you'll get the best results. So just take a little time to look through their page, figure out if they're a Mac customer. And then while you're at it, start liking some of their pictures, commenting on them, just so they recognize your name when they see your friend request or message. And then last but not least, and definitely one of the most important ones as well, is do not replace phoning time for Facebook messaging. Facebook messaging is like an extra tool that you can use, and it's awesome. It's really quick and easy to do, but it does not replace phoning time at all because it's so essential to succeeding in Cutco and picking up those demos. So do not do what I did and keep on phoning. 5 before and 5 after is definitely key. And now next to the to-dos. So definitely clean up your profile. I had a lot of random weird grunge pictures from high school. I was a weird high school child. Along with like a lot of posts on my political beliefs, which doesn't really need to be on your work profile. So I cleaned up my profile for work, added my family friendly pictures from like sports, graduating, prom, concerts, PG pictures with friends, anything like that. I mean, if you do want to create a new personal profile for all of your other stuff, you can do that as well. You might say, can't I just make a new one for work? Which is true, you can do that. But since you already have followers on that existing account, you'll look more like a real person rather than a robot just with like 5 followers sending out mass messages. So create a new personal profile instead of a work one. And then right after you get someone who has accepted your friend request, ask your parents or whoever you got the friend from who just added you back. So then you can just change up your script a little bit for each person and make it personal, so they feel like you're only sending the message to them and not a mass message. You will definitely get a lot more replies this way. I learned that because when I first started doing this, I would literally send out so many messages so fast. I would forget to like change the names for different people. I mean, they automatically knew it was a mass message, and I did not book any demos that way. So definitely slow down and make it personal. And then next, only message 50 people a day because Facebook does have a limit. I didn't know that at first. And I was like sending around like 200 a day. But they did not go through. So I ended up wasting my 10, sending 200 instead of only 50 a day, and having to resend those messages over to so many people. So just keep it to 50, nice and simple. And then in your script to the friends that you know personally, your like parents' friends that you know a little well, like maybe they came to your graduation, or at least you've met once and you know their name, ask for their phone numbers and then call them using the script instead of messaging them. You'll book up the demo a lot faster, literally in like 2 minutes rather than having to wait for a reply. But for the people that you don't ask for their numbers, when they reply, make sure you answer right away, literally as soon as possible, just so you can keep that conversation flowing and book up the demo quicker. When I would forget to reply to someone for like a day, it literally would take me like a week to book up one demo, which was a hassle and annoying. But they will most likely reply at the speed that you reply at. So just keep that in mind and reply as fast as possible. And then just like usual, check in with customers the day before and the morning of the demo. So sometimes through Facebook and over the phone, as you might know, people do agree to a demo, but will forget to put in their calendar. And you'll have to reschedule an appointment, but just following up will keep it fresh in their mind and make sure they don't book anything up during that time slot. If you do have Google Calendar, I definitely suggest to send them a little share with them so they have it in their calendar. It's really nice. If you don't have Google Calendar, definitely start using it. It's what helps me stay very organized, and I love it. And then also just make posts on your page about the contest that you do have going on, or how close you are to your goal, or literally just a video of you using the knives, because people love it. They absolutely love it. And they do want to help you out when they do see how dedicated you are to what you're doing. This actually is how I've achieved like a lot of my goals in contests, is because people will go into the comments, or just in your DMs right away. And you'll end up making a sale over the phone, which is really, really nice just from a post. And then it's just super easy money. And then you're also building a relationship with those customers. So it's really nice. And then for what I think is the most important to do is still push for recs at the end of each demo. When I started using Facebook Messenger at the end of my demos, I would read the script. And when they said no once, or I'm not comfortable giving out phone numbers, blah, 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 I'd be like, okay, whatever, it's fine. I have Facebook. And I would literally end the Zoom right there. End up with like 0 to 2 recs each time because I wasn't really trying hard to get them. Please do not do that, because you will end up with literally no recs, have messaged all of your parents' friends, and literally be back to square one. So don't do what I did. Instead, memorize, internalize, and personalize that rec approach, along with getting great at handling those objections. And do not hop off Zoom right when they say no for the first time or the second time, even the third time, because it's definitely not worth it. And stay on for an extra 10 to 15 minutes to get those recs, because that is worth it. But my last point is join Facebook groups. So I'm part of mom groups, my neighborhood group, cooking group, real estate groups, literally anything you could find Mac customers with, and become known as a poster and a commenter in these groups. Like, and comment on people's posts that you think are Mac customers, build rapport with them. And then once you do that, you'll be able to book a demo with them super fast, just because of the relationship you've made with them. And actually, the Facebook cooking groups are amazing because you just find so many good cooking things as well. So definitely join those. And then this is the script I used. It's from Mike. Let me be able to put that in. Oh, where did y'all go? Sorry.
You need to share the link of the Google Doc I sent you.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna drop that in the chat box for you guys. So this is from Mike Abramowitz on getting more appointments. This exact script is in that Google Doc. So instead of like typing that all up really fast or taking a screenshot, you could just go ahead and copy and paste it from the Google Doc that I just shared in the chat box.
Yeah, so that's the script I used. I definitely change it up though. And put what goals you have or what contest you're going in. Take out those dates, and instead add in asking for a phone number if you know them pretty well, or know of them. And then personalize it for each person, just so you don't seem like a robot. And I'm also not going to college, so I changed that part up a bit as well. It's for people who aren't going to college. But last but not least, if you don't do it, somebody else will. So definitely take advantage of Facebook Messenger just to gain some customers. Because if you don't, somebody else will take those customers away from you. If you don't see someone you know, someone else will. So I'll just make sure to take advantage of it. I mean, it's really quick and easy to do. So why not just do it, and book up those extra demos, make extra money, and build more relationships. It definitely will benefit you in the long run. And everyone does deserve a chance to see Cutco. So be the person to help, who will help them see what they have been missing out on, or want more of. But that's all I have for you today. But yeah, I would love to hear some takeaways or any questions you do have. That would be wonderful. And yeah.
Sweet. First of all, let's give Jadyn a round of applause, round of snaps. Awesome job, Jadyn. Amazing stuff. You can go ahead and stop your screen share, and then let's get some takeaways and then questions. If you guys have any questions for Jadyn, she's booked up and completed over 90. I think she said she booked up over 130 demos total through Facebook. So she's got a really strong program for it.